The ECB said it would taper. The ECB claimed it would reduce its money printing. The ECB lied. Does that surprise anybody? You came here for the truth. Today we are going to talk about the ECB. We are going to talk about the Libor scandal. I hope nobody's forgot about that. And then I want to touch on a few other issues. Let's get into this right away. It's a long article, but I just want to cover a couple points. Contrary to expectations, not only did the ECB not trim its corporate purchases for the week, it appears to have ramped up bond buys. Its holdings rose from 75 to 77. That's a 2 billion euro increase. And this is a 40% increase from its recent scaled back run rate of 300 mil. It's buying up garbage debt to support these corporations, to support these countries, and if it wasn't there as a crutch, the entire EU would collapse. That's just the way it is. In a way, I could say, I guess it's a good thing that the EU is doing this, because otherwise there would be a massive collapse. But at the same time, it's not only prolonging the collapse, the inevitable collapse, but it is also inevitably making it worse. And that's what happens every single time government intervenes. That was my first book, the theme of the first book, throughout the historical section. Every time the government intervenes, and I showed you example after example after example, every single time it simply makes it worse. It makes the recovery longer and harder to come by. And that's just a fact. So let's move into the diagram here quickly. The number of bonds purchased by country of risk might be hard to see for you. The top three in order are France, Germany, and Italy, then it's Spain, and so on. These are the countries, and, I think that Greece is a completely separate situation, despite the fact that it's obviously in quite some turmoil right now. Number of bonds purchased by sector, by far utilities are there, suffering right now at this time. So instead of allowing it to fail, instead of allowing companies to fail, and then you would have new investment coming forth, you would have mergers that would take place, you would have things that the natural market forces would then step in. The government, the central bank, they step in and they say, look, we're going to overtake these corporations and we will then decide what happens. Then, of course, they go bankrupt or on the brink of bankruptcy. Then they say, okay, IMF, supranational entities, the EU, you decide how this all takes place. Very dangerous policy. All right. Libor, the Bank of England implicated in secret recording. This is new information, but the recording was from quite a few years ago now. It states specifically that, yes, in fact, the central bank had a little discussion with the commercial banks and said, you need to maintain these fraudulent rates. You need to all get together and decide what the rate should be. A complete fraud, a complete lie, and the people are just throwing their money into this system, knowing all of the fraud, all the garbage that's out there. And I call it garbage, and that offends some people. I've actually talked to people in the finance industry and I've upset them so much with the things that I've said. And it doesn't matter to me. I mean, if that's what I believe is the truth, I'm going to speak it. And it hurts people. It really hurts them, particularly, number one, when they have all of their assets, all of their family's assets, all under the financial system. Then they work in the financial industry, investing other people's money, their whole livelihood, their whole job, their car, putting their kids in all these different programs and things, and everything is all riding on the fact that let's just get over these problems. Let's just make sure everything's okay. Print money if you have to. Reduce the interest rates if you have to. Don't worry about a little bit of inflation. Nobody's going to feel it. It's okay. Just keep it going. Just keep those false ideologies going. But I, for one, and I'm sure many of you agree, just like Buckley's, it tastes awful, but it works. Look, we just have to take it. Just take it. If it's going to be bad, let's just take it. Rip off that Band-Aid in one swipe. Let's do this. But that's not the way it's going to be. It's just simply not. They're not going to ever admit their faults. And we know that. So you and I, we could see that. Okay, nothing's going to be fixed. We know that. Financial crisis, they had a great chance to do that. That's not going to happen. Okay, what do? Well, we start planning accordingly. We take our money out of the system. It's too risky. It's too fragile. And then we plan to then invest in assets. Take the money out of the garbage, put it into real assets. There are many. I've talked about that at length. I have covered it in both of my books. It's out there. Let's move on. This right here is exactly what I warn about all the time. Do not trust anyone. Do not trust the man's voice you hear right now. I do my best to do my due diligence to show you the information. But the difference between me and almost every single other YouTube channel, and you know it, mainstream media, is that my intention with my books, with my videos, with my free ebooks, with everything that I do, is not to tell you what to think. It's to empower you as an individual to then do what you need to do to support yourself and your family. And if you agree with me on that, if you could tell that, please let me know. Hundreds of articles published on top financial news websites were authored by individuals being paid to promote certain biotech stocks. They're being paid off, and this is just one example that we have found out. And what sites are they? Are they some, untrustworthy blogs? No. Seeking Alpha, Forbes, The Street, Yahoo Finance, Motley Fool, Benzinga, and it goes on. Very popular websites. I mean, look, Forbes is on there. And a lot of people take that advice and they make their investment decisions based on it. You have a lot of financial planners that go to these websites, use that as their own guide to invest other people's money and their own and their family's money. This is why I always say we can't look at one or two indicators, and never, never, never do you ever take an individual's advice. Not my advice. I try not to even give advice. Not my advice, not, a heads of state advice or a central banker's advice or an analyst's advice, even if he's been proven right. You don't do that. You look at the indicators. You see there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of indicators, and then you make your own decisions. I try to bring you the indicators so that you can say for yourself as time goes on. I'm not going to bring out every indicator every single day. The videos would be, hours and hours and hours and hours long. I try to bring you these indicators so that you can then go on your own time and you say, what's the civilian labor force participation rate at today? David hasn't talked about that for 3 months now. I want to know what it's at. I've heard him say it. I want to know what it's at. So you check it for yourself and you realize, wow, okay, the trend is still there. And I understand that. Okay, good. So that empowers you. And I hope that I've been very clear about that. It's very important. The whole financial media, it's all garbage. The alternative news, sorry to say, pretty much all of it is garbage. There's all gurus. Everybody is a guru these days. That's not me. Don't listen to what I have to say. Just take the information that I give you and use that to empower yourself. I hope that I'm clear about that. Thank you. Thank you, every single one of you. Now, World War III might break out. No big deal, whatever. President Trump has ordered his military advisors to be ready with a list of options to smash North Korea. You can see that the ships have been brought in. They're ready to go. They are considering putting nuclear weaponry into South Korea, have this ready to go. They want to engage in a war with China now, apparently. Look at this. China deploys 150,000 troops to deal with possible North Korean refugees over fears Trump may strike Kim Jong-un following a missile attack on Syria. This is from a South Korean news agency, if I'm not mistaken, but we don't know what's true. We don't know exactly how this is all really taking place. All I can see is a lot of rhetoric back and forth at this time. We can see the saber rattling. We can see World War III looming. It's getting very close now. We are at any moment. I mean, they've attacked Syria. The U.S. tossed, I believe it was 59 Tomahawk missiles in there. And to me, that's very concerning. I don't know what's really going on. All the news is fake news these days. All I can say is we need to have cooler heads prevail, and we need to calm down on all this war business because nobody wins. A lot of people say, you know what, bomb this country and that country and all that. Nobody wins. In the end, nobody wins, okay? It's the military-industrial complex. They are the only winners. Individuals in all of the countries suffer. Military-industrial complex, big winner. If you found the video informative, please give me a thumbs up. Look, we are now at, for the Money GPS, 42,000 subscribers. This is a great day. Thank you to each and every single one of you. I wanted to say that I am so appreciative of all of the support that I get through the donations on Patreon. You individuals there have been donating to me, and I'm so happy to see that all month after month, generously giving, and I truly appreciate that. Then there are the individuals doing so through PayPal. Thank you to each and every one of you, and individuals through Bitcoin. Thank you to each and every one of you. And also, of course, all those supporting me by buying my books, all of those supporting me by watching the advertisements on YouTube and clicking on them every so often, if you know what I mean. I didn't say that, wink, wink. And everybody who gives me a comment down below and then I reply to you. I'm probably the most active channel out there in terms of replying. Thank you all to those who give me the thumbs up, the likes, subscribe on here, of course. That helps me when you share these videos and everything else. Thank you. If you found this video informative, I know you'll find my book, The Money GPS and Global Economic Collapse, even more informative. Head over to Amazon because they have a look inside feature that will allow you to flip through the pages of these books and see if you like it. Take care.